Welcome to the Full Steam Ahead podcast, the science, technology, engineering, arts, and music enrichment experience. Hey, Charlie McDermott back in the Full Steam Ahead studio here with none other than Ryan Shure. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, Charlie. How about you?
I'm doing well, and you've got your hands full. We had a little visitor, hopefully not a student of yours, named Ian, who came in and wreaked havoc on Southwest Florida, and any of your listeners who live in Southwest Florida, they're familiar with Ian. But uh, you were impacted, and you are spending that quality time, that free time that you don't have now, fixing up your home. And I'm not chuckling out of just, it's like we got to laugh, right? You're going to spend the day, or you've been spending the last few days redoing the floors. Is that it?
Yeah. We've got, we were fortunate in that there was not as much damage as others, but everybody in
Yeah.
Southwest Florida is dealing with some fallout from Charlie, and everybody
Mhm.
knows multiple people who lost everything. And so,
Yeah.
we're fortunate that we still have a home to live in. But yeah, we had a lot of floors that had to go, a lot of baseboards and drywall that had to go, and fortunately, we still have. This is the one of the few rooms that remained intact in the house. So we're here
Yeah.
and we're recording, and right after this I'm gonna hop on the tile chipper and finish removing the last few hundred square feet of tile, which is, let me tell you, not a fun job.
Yeah, I did that last year in one of our rooms in our home. And oh boy,
Yeah.
that is yeah, that's a job. That's a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it speaks to one. Yeah, we still live in paradise, and it's the old. I was on Fort Myers Beach, build it back better, and you move on. But the important stuff, right? Hey, we made it through. There, like as you alluded to, there were folks who weren't that fortunate, and at the end of the day, it's stuff. And then there's the other side, things that aren't stuff, things that we hold near and dear to our hearts, our kids, and you provide that extremely not invaluable service, because you could look at a program like yours, that there are all over the country as a babysitting, kind of an elevated babysitting service. But both you and your wife being teachers, and all that you've done and all your credentials, you've taken it way beyond, and that's what has so impressed me with what you guys have done. And I had in my previous business, we did after school and we did summer camps, and I know how difficult a business that is, and how important it is to have the right team members, and the curriculum and everything else. So I'd like to, just with today's episode, Ryan, just get into a little bit about some of those frequently asked questions that you get, because you are so unique. I'm sure you get them quite often, which is good, because you really need to differentiate what you do with everyone else. So let's start with your programs. Fill your listeners in what types of programs you provide.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest question that we do get is, what kind of programs do we offer? Because, a lot of families have a lot of different situations, and what we offer is pretty unique. Not all educational experiences, after school programs and summer camps are created equal. So, we take pride in the programs that we offer, and the way that ours are different from most. So, yeah, in short, we offer three main programs, which would be our after school program. Since we're here in late October, that's the primary runner right now. So we offer our after school program from 3 to 6 every day. And then we offer summer camps. Those are great. Those are huge. We love summer camps. Kids love summer camps because, for the most part, most kids are there all day. And anytime we get the kids there all day long, there's some really amazing learning, really amazing projects. As we get them there all day, all week. So, a 40-hour week at STEAM, kids can create some pretty amazing stuff, as opposed to a lot of after school program kids that come for, 3 hours a week, 6 hours a week. So, and then the third program we offer is we call them our mini camps. And, we'll do full day camps on those, vacation breaks from school. So we actually just had a bunch of impromptu mini camps because, almost all the schools in Lee County here were out of
Mhm.
school for a couple weeks. And so we
Yeah.
threw in our mini camps. We were able to spring up, and, fortunately, at Full Steam Ahead, we sustained almost no damage at all. We got
Mhm.
power back after 9 or 10 days. We had internet internet back around the same time. I still don't have internet back in my house, so it's nice to have somewhere to
Yeah.
go where we've got internet. But so yeah, we were able to offer those mini camps, and we do those, during the winter breaks and spring breaks and Veterans Day and all those one-off teacher in service days, early release days. So those are the primary programs, and we do a lot with the community as well to offer programming. We do. We're working with the Stars, which is Fort Myers nonprofit group. That we're going to be going over to their facilities and running programs for
Right.
kids, underrepresented populations in Fort Myers. We work with Gargiulo Education Center in the past. They're a nonprofit who runs programs for migrant students in Immokalee or in Naples.
Hmm.
And so we do a lot of different programs. We have programs at Seacrest Country Day School way down in Naples. So from all different walks of life, we offer programs on site, off site. But those primary three programs would be after school, summer camps, and mini camps.
Awesome. Awesome. And then probably the next question you get is what happens during a typical day? I mean, there really is no typical day because I know you do so many unique things, and yet it's all planned out. But give your listeners an idea of what kind of fun is happening there.
Yeah, and actually, we our magic formula here. Just to let everybody in on a little secret. A lot of our programs will feel the same because we have a very similar schedule across programs, and that's because it's something that's familiar to kids. That's because it's something that is predictable. It's structured, and it allows for a perfect balance of learning and exploration and play, and that's what we're all about. So, a typical day of Full Steam Ahead. We've got kind of we work it in half day increments. So, after school program being 3 hours would be a good example. So if we look at the after school program, kids get there and the first thing they're going to do is free explore. Free explore is this magical time at Full Steam Ahead. It's kind of like a limited recess because the kids can't do anything. They're not logging on to YouTube and watching, random videos of YouTubers doing, I don't know, whatever YouTubers
Whatever.
do.
Right. Right.
They're not just, throwing stuff against the wall, but, within the confines of a STEAM friendly activity, as we call it, they're pretty much allowed to pick their poison. And, it's great because there's so many cool things to do at STEAM, and often kids sign up for our particular topic. So they'll sign up for robotics, but they really want to try out Minecraft sometime with their friends, or they'll sign up for coding, but they really want to try out 3D modeling and 3D
Hmm.
printing. So free explore time is the time they get to do that. So first when they get there, they'll do some free explore, and then we'll kind of get the group together, and then we'll split into 2 or 3 different groups depending on the size, and at that point is where we teach our lessons, and our lessons are more traditional. We got our group of at most 12 kids, and the kids are going to do every day, no matter what Full Steam Ahead they're at, what program they're at. They're going to be doing a STEM lesson and an art lesson, and that's because we're a STEAM program. We're not STEM. We're not arts. We combine the two. We want the two to be a constant presence in everything we do. So, the STEM lesson could be Minecraft, coding, robotics, science, 3D modeling, engineering. And then the art lesson, we call it our smart art. We'll do kind of a science informed or history informed art lesson where we're teaching them something. So, your day is going to start with free explore, and then they'll do a STEM lesson, and then they'll do an art lesson. And then at the end of the day, that's a little bit more free explore. And that's pretty much a 3-hour block right there, because we'll give them 30 minutes on the front end for free explore, 30 minutes on the back end for free explore, throw a little snack break in the middle. And, you've got a great, functional day at Full Steam Ahead, where not only have you learned a ton during your lessons, but you've gotten a chance to explore the things that you're really passionate about too. And, if you take that after school program, we basically will do that twice in summer camp. So we'll have that in the morning and then do the same thing in the afternoon. Now with the STEM and art lessons, of course, they're never the same. So we've got 580 plus lessons to draw from, and depending on the program you're doing, it might be all coding lessons, it might be all Minecraft
Wow.
lessons, it might be all art lessons or music lessons. And really, we love to mix it up, and a lot of our programs do mix it up. So, but they all kind of follow that same format.
Man, it sounds like one, you really help kids find their passion. I mean, as a parent, I couldn't even begin to help my child understand coding or robotics or anything like that, right? And secondly, what jumps out at me is, I mean, kids need structure. I mean, let's face it,
Yes.
but you can't restrict them, and to have that free time where they get to pick and choose, right? It seems like you have the best of both worlds there for the kids, obviously.
Yeah, it's funny. And actually, so when we did this, our very first summer was 2015, our first full summer of doing Full Steam Ahead. And at the end of so my wife and I had just finished teaching in the public schools in Collier County, and we had officially resigned. And so we were all in on Full Steam Ahead as of that summer. And we sent out a poll at the end of the summer for all of our students and all of our parents. And it was it wasn't a ton, maybe 100+ kids, and overwhelmingly, the feedback we got from the kids was, "Hey, I love this camp. It was great. We did cool stuff, but we want more free time. We want
Yeah,
time to explore, time to
yeah,
play." And that's how Free Explorer was born. We listened to what the kids told us they wanted, and that was hard for us coming from public school, where every second of every day had to
yeah,
be structured and accounted
yeah,
for. But we've been able to kind of build structure into our Free Explore time to where we never have any behavior problems. We never have any arguments over equipment or what kids get to do. So it is a it's a pretty magical time, and kids really, really value that time. And parents, I think, they hear about it and they're like, "Oh," but then they learn to value it too once they walk in and see what's going on and hear from the kids what they were accomplishing during that time.
yeah. How about screen time? We hear a lot of talk about that. You know, limiting it or giving more, depending on who you talk to. I guess it
Yeah.
really becomes the quality of what's on the screen. But how do you handle that?
Well, and you said it. So the thing that I tell parents all the time is not all screen time's created equal.
Yeah,
And yes, we do give kids screens a lot because we're a very technology based, high tech program. So we're constantly using computers as a resource, constantly using iPads as a resource. And so, there is a lot of screen time, but watching YouTube videos and making YouTube videos are not equivalent screen time, right?
mm,
Playing video games and making video games are not equivalent screen time. And so, 99.9% of the screen time that we are allowing our kids to have at Full Steam Ahead is highly, it's highly intellectual. They are creating. They're using it as a research tool. They're really learning how to use screen time in an active way versus a passive way. And I think there's a huge distinction that needs to be made between those two things. My own kids, when they're at Steam, um, I think screen time limits are important. My kids use plenty of screens when they get to Steam. When they get home, we lock them up and say,
mm,
"Hey, nope, on the weekends you can have them. I know you got plenty of screen time at Steam." And to them, they're fine with it because
yeah,
they love the activities we do. They think it's more than fair. So it works out great for us and works out great for them. And I
yeah,
imagine a lot of
yeah.
families are in that same boat.
Probably gives them a whole different view of how they spend their time staring at that device, right? Rather than being passive, you teach them how to be active and use it for you and not kind of against you, which happens a lot.
Well,
And
exactly, and
yeah,
my kids are well trained, and a lot of STEAM kids are, that my kids will call them learning games. Can I
yeah,
play a learning game? They know if they want to get that screen time in, it's like, all right, I need to be doing something active where I'm actually using my brain as
yeah,
opposed to just something idly watching some nonsense on
yeah,
on YouTube or anywhere.
yeah. Good stuff. How about, so you got two locations now? You're in Naples. You're in Fort Myers, Florida. You
That's right.
probably get this question a lot because of what we just covered and because you're so unique. Are you going to expand? Are you going to add more locations?
Yes, we do get that question a lot, and we've had students from all over the country come, for summers and winter breaks. They're just in the area. They want to try us out, And we get people asking all the time exactly that. When are you coming to Chicago? When are you coming to California? We had a German student, and he was like, "You got to open one in Germany." So yeah, the plan is
Wow.
absolutely to expand, because we believe strongly in what we do. It's not only is it a passion of ours, but it's such a great program for kids, and to see the growth and to see the skills that they develop while they're with us. And parents obviously see it too. That's why they're asking. So yeah, the plan is to expand. We keep hitting some roadblocks here. We had a Hurricane Irma in 2017, which cut us down for 6 months, and then we had the pandemic, which cut us down for a year, and then now we got Hurricane Ian. But again, fortunately, we right back on our feet. After a week and a half for Hurricane Ian. So yeah, we're getting there. We want to work our way up Florida there. Sarasota, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. Look out, we're coming. And we're always looking for partners in that too, in terms of people get really passionate about this kind of stuff. And so as if people are looking for Full Steam Ahead to come to their area, reach out to us. There's possibilities, and it's tough to do, but it's not that tough to do once you have the template. So
yeah. Wow, that's exciting. Well, please keep us posted during future episodes here. Now, I'm sure this ranks at the top, or towards the top, because again, for me, it's always been about what's best for my kids, and then price is third, fourth, fifth, sixth on the list. But do you ever get asked how much?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. And that's one of the leading questions that people come with. And our program, I would say I'm very proud of our pricing, because our program is very expensive to run. We don't just hire anybody off the street with no education experience, no technology experience. So we try to pay our staff very competitively, and that in itself is our biggest resource. We want great teachers, and then just the materials that we use. I mean, we've got 8 3D printers, we've got 24 robotics kits, and those are about $500 a piece. We've got 60 plus laptops and computers. So it's a very expensive program to run and maintain. But our prices are about $30 per half day. So programs are going to differ a little bit. So $30 per half day, that's about a 4-hour program. So you're looking at about $7.50 an hour. And I know I pay my babysitters almost twice that. So for what you're getting, it's really pretty good. And we're told all the time we actually need to raise our prices, because comparable programs. There's ID Tech is another big player in the STEM education game. They do their college campuses all over the country. Their summer camps are more than double what ours are. And their teachers are not what our teachers are. I would put our classes against their classes any day of the week, and twice on Sundays. Our teachers, our programs, our curriculum. So yes, our program can feel expensive, but when you really break it down, it is it's very reasonable, and people have shown us that it's worth it to them, because of what we do and the quality that comes with it.
Well, terrific. Ryan, we covered a lot of ground. This has been, I know, so informative for not only your current listeners who are participants, because they probably learned a few things during this episode, but certainly those who are considering or are looking for your service. So thrilled to hear that you're going to be expanding. And speaking of expanding, we're going to do another episode real soon. But in the meantime, I know we have listeners who want to learn more, want to get in touch. What's the best way for them to do so?
Another great frequently asked question there. Yeah. So, we're very responsive, phone, email. So our website is www.fullsteamaheadfl.com. And if we do enough expansion, we're going to have to take that FL out of there, but
Good point.
Fullsteamahead.com was kind of expensive, if I remember.
Yeah,
that one was taken.
Jeez, yes.
Yeah, right. So we might have to do like fullsteamaheadgeorgia.com. I don't know. But so there's got our website, and that'll have all our contact information, info@fullsteamaheadfl.com. We've got I tell Miss Beth, who's running our communications all the time, she needs to stop answering the phone. at 6 a.m. on Saturday, but she does it anyway. So, call us, email us anytime, 239-689-3602, and, info@fullsteamaheadfl.com.
All right. Well, I have bad news for you. I know you appreciated the break from tile chipping to do this episode, but I got to
No.
send you back now, man.
Oh, no. All right, I'm ready. I got my worst T-shirt and my worst hat on. So.
All right, man. We'll see you in the next episode, and I want that floor finished by then.
Oh, it better be.
All right, you take care.
All right, thanks, Charlie.
Thanks for listening to the Full Steam Ahead podcast. To learn more about the Full Steam Ahead experience, go to www.fullsteamaheadfl.com or call 239-689-3602.